You are getting ready in the morning. The bathroom light is bright, perhaps a little unforgiving. You are brushing your hair, thinking about the tasks of the day, when suddenly, something glimmers in the mirror. A flash of light where there should be color. You stop. You lean in closer to the glass. You separate the strands, and there it is. The silver invader. The first white hair. Or maybe it is the 10th. Or maybe you are already watching them multiply like a silent army at your temples. In that moment, you feel a pit in your stomach. It is not just vanity. It is a visceral reminder that time is passing. It is a sign of aging that you cannot ignore. The first reaction for most people is panic. You think about plucking it, but you remember the old wives' tale. If you pull one, 7 will come to its funeral. So you think about dye. You think about covering, hiding, masking. You accept that this is just genetics, and that there is nothing you can do about it, except book an appointment at the salon every 3 weeks for the rest of your life. But what if I told you that this white hair is not just a sign of age? What if I told you that, very often, premature graying is a cry for help from your body? It is a signal that your pigment factories have gone on strike, not because they are broken, but because they have run out of fuel. We have been taught to believe that white hair is inevitable and purely genetic. Yes, genetics plays a role. It loads the gun. But your lifestyle and your nutrition pull the trigger. I am Dr. Caroline Bennett, and today we are going to dive deep into the biology of color. We are going to discover why your hair is losing its identity and turning transparent. And the answer might not be in the cosmetic aisle of the pharmacy, but right inside your pantry. There is a forgotten mineral, an essential nutrient that acts as the ignition key for your hair color. Without it, your body physically cannot produce the black, brown, blonde, or red ink that defines you. And the most shocking part? The majority of the modern population is deficient in this mineral due to stress and processed diets. Today, I am going to introduce you to the secret of copper. I will explain how this conductive metal is vital for your beauty, and I will give you a list of delicious and accessible foods that can reignite your pigment cells. We are not talking about instant miracles. We are talking about refueling your body's chemistry to slow down the biological clock. If you are not ready to embrace the gray, if you want to fight for the vitality of your natural color from the inside out, stay with me. We are about to put the color back into your life. To understand how to stop the process, we must first understand how it starts. What is a hair anyway? The hair strand itself is basically dead protein. But the root, the follicle deep inside your scalp, is very much alive. Inside that follicle, there are special cells called melanocytes. Think of melanocytes as tiny painters. Their job is to produce a pigment called melanin and inject it into the hair cells as they grow. When you are young, these painters are full of energy and have plenty of paint. But over time, 2 things can happen. First, the painters can die. This is melanocyte apoptosis. Second, and this is what interests us today, the painters can get tired or run out of the ingredients needed to mix the paint. When this happens, the hair grows without pigment. And a hair without pigment isn't actually gray, it is transparent. It looks white or silver because of the way light refracts through the hollow shaft. So, what is the magic ingredient the painters need? The process of creating melanin is a complex chemical reaction. But at the very center of that reaction is an enzyme called tyrosinase. Without tyrosinase, color production stops dead in its tracks. And here is the big secret. Tyrosinase does not work alone. It needs a catalyst. It needs a partner to be activated. That partner is copper. Copper is the essential mineral that turns on the tyrosinase enzyme. Think of tyrosinase as the engine of a car, and copper as the key. You can have a perfect engine, good genetics, and you can have fuel, protein, but if you do not have the key copper, the engine will not start. There is no ignition. There is no color. The hair grows out white. Scientific studies have shown that people with premature graying often have significantly lower levels of serum copper compared to people who have preserved their hair color. The body is intelligent. Copper is necessary for the heart, for the arteries for energy production. If you are low on copper, the body will prioritize your vital organs and stop wasting it on your hair color. To your body, vanity is not a survival priority. So, why are we running low on copper? Modern soil is depleted of minerals. Our diet is rich in refined sugars that strip nutrients. And interestingly, an excess of zinc, often taken in supplements for immunity without guidance, can block the absorption of copper. It is a delicate balance. But the solution is not to run out and buy a synthetic copper isolate supplement, which can be dangerous if overdosed. The solution, as always, is nature. Nature packages copper in the perfect ratios, along with other nutrients that aid absorption. Let's talk about the color-rescuing foods. The king of copper, cashews. Many people think of cashews just as a salty bar snack. But in reality, they are one of the richest plant sources of copper in existence. Just a handful of cashews provides a massive percentage of your daily requirement. But it's not just copper. Cashews are rich in healthy fats. Why does this matter? Because hair needs moisture and shine. Dry white hair looks aged. Nourished hair, even if it has a few white strands, looks vibrant. The secret here is to consume the cashews raw or lightly roasted, without the excess refined salt and inflammatory vegetable oils that often accompany them in supermarket packets. Excess salt can dehydrate you and stress the kidneys, which in traditional Chinese medicine is directly linked to hair health. Eat them as an afternoon snack or make a creamy cashew milk for your coffee. The ancient remedy, Black Sesame Seeds. If you go to a traditional Chinese medicine doctor and say you are going gray, they likely won't give you a pill. They will give you black sesame seeds. For thousands of years in Asia, these tiny seeds have been revered as the supreme tonic for hair and longevity. Modern science confirms ancient wisdom. Black sesame is incredibly dense in copper, iron, and B vitamins. But it also contains unique antioxidants called sesamin and sesamelin, which protect the melanocytes from oxidative stress. The black color of the seed is a sign of its phytonutrient density. White sesame seeds, the hulled kind, have lost most of these benefits. You need the black hull. How to consume them? You can sprinkle them on salads and rice, but the best way for absorption is to lightly grind them, to break the hard shell, or consume them as a paste, known as black tahini. 1 tablespoon a day is the standard protocol for hair restoration. The beauty mushroom, shiitake. Mushrooms are fascinating. They are closer to humans in DNA than they are to plants. The shiitake mushroom, in particular, is a copper gold mine. Half a cup of cooked shiitake provides almost as much copper as red meat, but with zero cholesterol and a huge dose of selenium. Selenium works in partnership with copper. It is an antioxidant that protects the hair follicle from free radical damage. Think of the follicle as a small factory. The factory produces smoke and toxic waste, free radicals. Selenium is the cleaning crew. If you don't clean the factory, it breaks down and stops producing color. Add shiitake to your soups, omelets, or stir-fries. It is delicious and it is truly medicinal food. The guilt-free pleasure, dark chocolate. Yes, you heard correctly. Pure cacao is one of the most concentrated sources of copper on the planet. But pay attention. I am talking about dark chocolate, with at least 70% cacao content. Milk chocolate is just sugar and dairy, which inflame the body and can actually accelerate aging. Real dark chocolate is rich in flavonoids, which improve blood circulation to the scalp. Remember, blood carries the nutrients. You can eat all the copper in the world, but if the blood doesn't reach the hair root, it is useless. Cacao helps open those microblood highways. 1 or 2 squares of 85% dark chocolate after dinner isn't a cheat. It is a beauty supplement. Now we need to talk about the hidden enemy. Why do melanocytes die? Why does the enzyme stop working, even if we have copper? The answer is hydrogen peroxide. You know hydrogen peroxide. It is the liquid you use to disinfect wounds, or that hairdressers use to bleach hair artificially. But did you know that your own body produces hydrogen peroxide? It is a natural byproduct of your metabolism. In a young, healthy body, we have an enzyme called catalase. The function of catalase is to break down hydrogen peroxide into harmless water and oxygen. However, as we age, or when we are under extreme stress, catalase production drops. Hydrogen peroxide begins to accumulate at the root of the hair. What happens? It bleaches your hair from the inside out. Your hair is being chemically lightened by your own body. To combat this, we need to boost our levels of catalase and antioxidants. This is where dark leafy greens rich in chlorophyll and cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and kale come in. These foods help the liver detoxify and boost the production of protective enzymes. If you eat fast food and sugar, you are inhibiting catalase. You are allowing the bleach to build up. And this leads us to the factor no one wants to admit: stress. They say Marie Antoinette's hair turned white the night before she was guillotined. While that is an exaggeration, the science is real. Stress depletes B-complex vitamins, especially B12 and folate B9. Vitamin B12 is crucial for DNA health and cell energy. Without enough B12, the hair cells, which divide very fast, suffer. Stress also generates a storm of free radicals, that toxic factory waste I mentioned, that kills the melanocytes. If you live in a constant state of fight or flight, your body understands that you are in danger. It will divert all resources to your muscles and your brain to survive the threat, and it will abandon the maintenance of your hair color. So, what is the complete protocol? How do we put this all together? Step 1. The B-rich breakfast. Start the day with eggs, rich in B12 and biotin, or if you are plant-based, a green smoothie fortified with spirulina or nutritional yeast. You need to establish a baseline of B vitamins early in the day. Step 2. The copper snack. Mid-morning, eat your melanin activation snack. A handful of raw cashews and 2 squares of dark chocolate. This is your injection of the ignition key for tyrosinase. Do not skip this. Consistency is everything. Step 3. The antioxidant dinner. Include shiitake mushrooms and dark green vegetables. Sprinkle ground black sesame seeds over your salad or rice. This provides the selenium and the enzymes needed to clean up the hydrogen peroxide accumulation. Step 4. Stress management. This is just as important as the food. You need to sleep. Sleep is when catalase cleans up the hydrogen peroxide. If you don't sleep, you are accumulating bleach in your follicles. Practice deep breathing. Lower your cortisol. I want to address a very important emotional point here. Aging is a privilege. Not everyone gets the chance to see their hair turn white. In many cultures, silver hair is the crown of wisdom, the sign of a life fully lived, of battles won and lessons learned. My goal today is not to make you feel ashamed of your white hair. If you love your silver strands, wear them with pride. They are beautiful. My goal is to give you choice. Often, white hair appears prematurely not because of wisdom, but because of biological exhaustion. It appears at 25 or 35 because we are malnourished and stressed. That is the type of white hair we want to prevent. We want your body to function at its maximum capacity. We want your melanocytes to be healthy. If your hair is already completely white, will eating cashews turn it black tomorrow? Let's be honest and scientific. No. Once the melanocyte has died, it has died. But if you are starting to see the first strands, or if you still have many colored strands mixed with the white, the famous salt and pepper, this protocol can be incredibly powerful to preserve what you have and drastically slow down the advancement of the process. You could gain another 10 or 15 years of your natural color, just by nourishing your body correctly. Do not underestimate the power of a trace mineral. Copper is small, but it is mighty. It is the electrical spark of your natural beauty. I invite you to do a 90-day test. The hair cycle is slow, so you need patience. Start incorporating cashews, black sesame, and dark chocolate into your daily diet. Cut out the refined sugar that inflames your scalp. Sleep more. Observe not just your hair, but your skin, your energy, your mental clarity. Because when you nourish the body for beauty, the side effect is always health. Your natural color is a gift. Take care of it. Feed it. Protect it. If this video opened your eyes to a connection between nutrition and beauty that you were unaware of, please support this channel so we can continue to bring accessible science to everyone. Subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dives into natural health. Click the like button. This helps YouTube show this information to other people who are worried about premature aging. And share this video with that friend who just found their first white hair and is panicking. Show her that there is a natural and delicious path to handling it. Take care of yourself from the inside out. Until next time, be well.